Welcome back to another one, baby. We're breaking down. Come on, Scotty, clap that shit. Holy shit. If you're watching this on the YouTube, I promise we're still alive after that. Holy fuck, Scotty. Damn, your fucking how's the neck straightening over there? It's just gonna cramp up, but we're breaking down the NFC today, and you already know where my mind is. We're talking about the NFC East, baby. If you like this type of content, be sure to tap in, baby. We love talking about football, and we love talking about Philadelphia Eagles, baby. NFC East. You already know what the hell's gonna happen, baby. They won 14 games last year, Scotty. 14. Two of them came from Gardner Minshew. So it was kind of a bullshit win anyway, or loss anyway. So what do we think here?
Let me pull up the division, sorry.
All right, well, there's a little delay over here. We got a little 10:40 going on. But, yeah, so the right now over-under is 10.5. It's going to be close because I'm not going to lie. I'm a big Philly fan, if you already know. But we have a very tough slate this year. I think we have the hardest schedule in the actual league. So it should be interesting to see how it's going to pan out for Philadelphia. But I want to say that I'm going to say we get 11. I think we're going to get 11 wins this year. But it is going to be pretty close to the following contenders. What were you saying, Daddy?
I said, I don't know. I mean, what's that stat you said after in the NFC East?
So let me break this down. I'll break it down for you. Since 2004, there's not been a repeat winner.
That's wild.
That is very wild. And, yeah, it's interesting to see because I don't know how strong Dallas's record is this year. So there could be a possibility that they end up sliding in front of us. But, I mean, I don't know. I really think that this is just my opinion. Obviously very biased. Scatty was biased in the last one. I think Philadelphia and 49ers are the best chance of beating anybody in the AFC in the Super Bowl. So that's my picks as far as going into it. I mean, who else left? I really don't think Dallas is even going to make it to the actual NFC playoff game because they're going to friggin' and then fall because it's Dak. But I can see Dallas regressing a lot this year. I think Philadelphia is going to get to 11 wins, and if you want to pick up some fantasy value, pick up Jalen, pick up my boy Antonio, pick up my boy Skinny Batman, and there's going to be some value between either Swift or Penny. I don't know who it's going to be yet, but it's going to be one of them.
Yeah, I could. This is also one of those divisions, like I struggle with the Bills division, where I think anyone can win. Because, I mean, there's a couple of years ago, the NFC East was known as one of the worst teams, like one of the worst divisions in football. I remember maybe 3 or 4 years ago we were talking about that, how, those teams were asked. That might have been as quick as 2-3 years ago, honestly. But, yeah, I don't know. You were talking about the Eagles, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think Jalen's gonna have a good year. I think that coach is really good. It's just hard to bet against the trends, Me and Carson were actually talking about this the other day about because I actually called him for a divisional parlay to see what he liked, and he was under the same impression as I was about betting against the whole trend of that what you just said. There's been no repeat wins, and I just of course the year I bet on it there will be a repeat winner. Go figure. But
so do it, please, fucking do it. Fucking bet on Dallas.
I was thinking about betting on Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, take one for the team, bet for Dallas, and that way we can win it. That would be fucking amazing. I'd appreciate you so much. I actually might have to give you some money to do that.
Okay.
But I mean.
$10.
Dude, it's going to be interesting. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but we'll jump to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not going to lie. Dallas, it's either they're going to have a really good year or they're going to have a really bad year. I don't see them being a 10 or 9. I think it's 9.5 right now. I don't see them being a 10-win type of team. I feel like they're going to either I can't remember what their schedule's like. That's what's kind of killing me. But if their schedule is what I think it is, it's not super hard. I think they could end up being that 12-win team that they were last year, or I could see them going close to 500, if not less, because now they have what's his name? Oh God, what's the QB or not the QB? What's the coach's name?
For Dallas,
Starts. Yes, it starts with an M. Starts with an M.
McCarthy,
McVay, and that's not McVay. Sorry, that sounds stupid.
Mike McCarthy.
McCarthy, that's what it is. McCarthy. I don't know why I was thinking McVay. Sean McVay is
The Rams.
Rams, but yeah, McCarthy is now calling the plays. Kendall Moore, whatever his name is, last name Moore. He's at the Chargers now, which is why I think too. I meant to say that I think Chargers are going to have a little bit better offensive mind, but I think Dallas is going to struggle this year. I personally think that. I think that's because now they got Zeke's out of the building. Tony Pollard is just behind there. Tony Pollard's going to be good, but he's not going to make it 16 games. Where are they going to figure that out? I think Dak is continuing to regress. CeeDee Lamb is not that great of a wide receiver compared to what he is compared to. I think he's a good wide receiver, but he's not a big alpha wide receiver one that a lot of people make him out to be. And sometimes they're picking him up in the very beginning of the second round. And then they lost their tight end, and then they brought in Brandon Cooks, who is, I don't know, I don't really trust him, Brandon Cooks. He's played there before, and I don't really like him that much. So I could see this team, my bet would be go under.
Yeah, you've made a convincing argument, but again, I have to bet with the trends. I just think the Cowboys are the better team out of the Giants and the Commanders. So if I had to go with the trend, I'm going to go with the Cowboys for that reasoning.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're taking one for the team and using your money to make sure that Philadelphia wins this. So I appreciate it. But for instance, if the trends was not trends, there was no trends, who would you pick?
Probably the Eagles.
So what makes you not think the Eagles are going to repeat?
It's just hard to repeat after doing so well. And I think the Cowboys are going to be decent this year. I think Dak's going to have a good year.
You think Dak is going to have a good year?
I think the Cowboys will put it together. That's just a hunch I have. I don't know.
The only thing I'm worried – so Dak Prescott threw for the most interceptions last year, and he missed 5 games.
Yeah, that's a crazy stat. But,
I mean, and the problem the good thing with Philly is Philly was able to redraft people who they lost and put them on rookie contracts, and they won the draft this year. I mean, I personally thought they won the draft. That's all bias and everything. But we got some I don't know. It should be interesting. We'll keep it moving, though, because I could talk about Philly all day, just like you can talk about Cleveland all day. The Giants, 8.5. I could see this team going under this, to be honest. I could see the Commanders possibly getting some dubs, and I can see the Giants falling down. I think Daniel Jones is going to show exactly why they should have not paid him. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. What's the whole deal with Saquon?
So the problem in the league right now, running backs aren't getting paid what they were. I was kind of talking about the last podcast. Running backs do not get paid how they used to get paid because they're just – a lot of people can replace them super quick. So Saquon is looking to get paid. He's looking to get on a contract, and he's trying to make his money while he's healthy. That's the biggest thing. Everyone's trying to make money while they're healthy, which don't blame them. But they franchise tagged him last year, and they couldn't do that this year. And I think they were trying to make an agreement or something, and it just wasn't going right. So he was holding out. But it was kind of weird because he signed a 1-year deal, so now he can be franchised again the next year. I don't know why he would have done that. But yeah, he is signed to a deal now, so he's going to play this year.
There was a lot of drama with him like a couple weeks ago, or maybe like last week it was.
It's like him and Josh Jacobs too. Was two people were kind of, and Eckler is another one too. Has kind of been a little bit in that drama. I feel like Saquon's just been the face of it, but all those running backs have. So I don't know. I just think they picked up Darren Waller. I think he's going to be a good candidate. I just don't know who else they have. I mean, I'm surprised they got as many wins as they did last year with the team they had.
Yeah, no, that coach is really good. I feel like that's one of the main reasons. But, yeah, I don't know, man. The Giants could be all right just based off what they did last year. Like, they had a good year for their standards. But that's another one where this division's tough. That's all I'm going to say. This division is tough to pick. There's a lot of good teams. Or teams that could be good.
Yeah, could be good. And when we go to the Commanders, dude, the Commanders, I don't know what's going to end up coming out of this season. They could be the people who are going to end up being for Caleb Williams and also too for the guy from UNC. It's Drake May. I just don't like Sam Howell. I don't think Sam Howell's legit. I saw him play there at Virginia Tech. I saw him get his ass whooped. I don't think he's the truth. I don't think they have. I mean, they got Dotson. He's not bad. Trying to think of the other guys they got. They got that one wide receiver, Terry McClure, Scary Terry, and then they got Brian Robinson, Gibson.
Logan Thomas.
Yeah, Logan Thomas. Yeah, I think he is still there. I guess, isn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what's going to end up panning out. They ended up going 500 last year, and the Giants went 9-7, but the Giants were like 6-1 at one point. So yeah, I think Giants. I don't know. What do you think about the Commanders?
Much of the same. If I had said it, I'll just repeat what you were saying, but I don't think the Commanders will be any good this year, just based off the competition in the division and the roster they have.
Yeah,
it's going to be hard for them to do anything. I think they could be.
They got your boy. They got your boy Brissett.
Yeah, they do. He's a good quarterback, man. I liked him. He was a good little fill role, but I'm really hoping Deshaun does good this year. I'm not going to talk about the Browns, but I think whatever their win total is, I bet the under. I don't really care what it's at. I think they're going to have a rough year.
All right, so give me your final statement on this team, division.
Division. I'm going to go Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, Commanders.
Okay. I'll be honest, I'm going to do the same thing, but we're switching it, baby. Philly's on top. They're going to stop the repeat like they did back in 2004 where they won it from 2001 to 2004. Philly's here to stay, baby, and I really think Dallas is going to digress. That team is kind of crumbling, I feel like. And McCarthy, I feel like this is kind of his last year, so should be interesting. Jerry Jones don't like to wait around too, so I think he's going to get booted. But let's jump to the NFC North, where we will start off with the Detroit Lions at 9.5 win total right now, as they're over under. What do we make of this?
That's a lot, but you also have to think like the same story with the Jaguars being the division favorites to win. It's like it's the Jaguars, It's the Detroit Lions in a division with the Vikings, Packers. Who else in that division? Bears.
Yep.
Who have all historically been decent, yeah. This division's also tough for me because we don't know what we're going to get out of the Packers with Aaron Rodgers' departure. We know what we're going to get out of the Bears if Justin Fields has a couple more games like he had last year where he put up like 50 fantasy points and he just runs the damn ball or throws it and does well, minimizes turnovers. I think the Bears could be really good, man. I really do. I think they're like plus 800 to win the division. And that's a division of a bunch of phony teams. The Detroit Lions aren't good. The Vikings, you think they'd be good, aren't good. Who else? The Packers, they aren't going to be good. I feel like if you want to, maybe don't parlay it, but I feel like you could just do like a little $10 side bet on the Bears to win the division. I think they're plus 800, so I feel like that might not be a bad shout.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's not a bad take there. I mean, I think Detroit, the problem with Detroit is they seem like they're going to take this division, but Detroit always has some kind of issue or something ends up happening in Detroit. They had their so the guy they picked up from Philly, CJ, he ended up getting carded not that long ago. Hopefully he'll be able to play or not. I don't know what his situation was, but he had an injury, and that was one of their big offseason pickups to help with that secondary. That was just god-awful last year for the Detroit Lions. So I'll be honest, I think a lot of their games are going to come to shootouts, and I'm not going to lie, I kind of like Minnesota Vikings more than them in shootouts.
Yeah. I was going to pick them too, I think, but that's a vision.
Yeah. So I think Detroit, I don't know, I think they're going to go under as far as 9.5 goes. I'm not sure exactly how legit they are, and I think they still got situations on defense to fix. I do like Jared Goff as like a very – like if you need to stream him on certain weekends. He was really good at home last year, so he might be doing that similar again, good streamer. But actually people pick up Amon-Ra, let's see, Jameis Williams, I believe is his name. But he's a really good guy. He got suspended for 6 games, so you got to wait on that. Gibbs, everyone's been raving about Gibbs and Montgomery, so I don't know what's going to go on there. I think Montgomery might be the better back to pick because he's going to be that Jamal Williams type of running back. But
Yeah.
let's go to Minnesota, 8.5. I think it's interesting to
Uh,
see 8.5 as a win total. I think they're going to go over this just because they're in the NFC.
that's tough though, because I mean, if you look at the division as a whole, the Lions are only favored to win because everyone in that division left. Aaron Rodgers
Yeah,
left.
yeah,
Dalvin Cook left. A lot of people, major people left. And the Bears are just the Bears. So
yeah. And
that's the only
Minnesota
reason.
lost some people on defense too.
Yeah, they're also. I mean, Detroit's the same team as they were last year. They haven't gotten any better. They're the same
Yeah,
team. So are you going to bet on that team that they were last year? It's like it's hard to bet on a team that did what they did last year because of a division who just lost a couple key players. And that's the
yeah,
only reason why they're favorites now. It's because there's no
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers in that league or in that division.
yeah,
But as far as you said the Vikings, right?
yeah.
Um, Jetta's obviously. I wouldn't pick up Kirk at all. Maybe he's
You don't
like
think
your
so?
lad. No, maybe he's like a bench player or something. I wouldn't play him personally.
Okay.
I think he throws too many interceptions.
Yeah.
Um, is there anyone else on that team to be honest? Like Thielen,
Um,
maybe.
you got T.J. Hawkinson,
Oh, Hawkinson, yeah, yeah,
and
he could be
then
good.
also Addison too, who's the new wide receiver out of USC.
Okay, yeah, I
So
mean, we could have. I don't know, maybe. That's a
okay.
that's a crapshoot division for me. I think it could be anyone's division.
Yeah, I got you. We'll move on to the next one. I think you hit on all the fantasy ones. Talk about the Chicago Bears. That boy Justin Fields, looking like Michael Vick out there, baby. We love that.
I think Justin
He,
Fields could be a good fantasy play, man. I really do.
I think he could be, and you're getting him a little bit later compared. Like most people are not drafting him before Lamar Jackson, so
Oh
you can
no.
get him a little bit. You can get him later, but yeah, he can have all that rushing upside and everything. And I think a lot of these games here are going to be shootouts.
Yeah, it's risky to draft him, but could pay. It could pay.
I think it could because I mean, like, look at all the other teams, bro, in the division. There's no defense in this division. I'm worried about.
No, there's none.
I mean, Green Bay has some like they have that Alexander guy, I think his name is or whatever. He's a cornerback. They got some people on defense, but really, I mean, there's no defense I'm really worried about. A lot of these teams do kind of play hardball, kind of similar to your division. A lot of them are kind of meant to like kind of play tough, all that. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like there could be some shootouts in these games. Um, so yeah, I don't know, but I kind of like the Bears this year. I mean, they don't have a whole lot as far. They did pick up DJ Moore. They got Claypool from last year, and they still got all their old people. And then they have Herbert, hopefully old Tech alum. He'll end up doing something.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to think. They brought in somebody else. I feel like, or I know they drafted somebody, but should be an interesting team. 7.5 is the win total right now for them.
I'm telling you, I like the
I,
Bears this year. I think they win the division, and I think they hit the over. That's just me personally.
I do think they hit the over too. So let's go to Green Bay. Go Pack, go Bay. This is I can't remember how long it's been, but let's see. When did I can't remember. You have to look it up. When did Brett Favre jump into the league? Because Green Bay has only had Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre as a QB for God knows when.
Might have been like 2005 is when he
Is it
went for.
2005? I thought might have been even earlier.
Really?
Maybe.
Um,
When did Brett Favre?
damn, 92
Yeah. So they've only had those two people playing the QB since
since
then.
1992.
Yeah. Ain't that crazy?
That's nuts. I
Especially if you
thought
look at like places like Cleveland or like the
bro, that's like 30
Commanders.
something years.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. And I want to say he started his starting QB
He
in
was
his fourth.
drafted by
Yeah, he started in
Atlanta.
the fourth game.
He drafted by Atlanta and got switched to Green Bay.
Yeah, he started in his fourth game in the '92 season. So that is absolutely insane. Those two QBs been together longer than we've been on this planet, and a couple years. So Yeah, it's kind of nuts to think about. Green Bay's definitely got some new faces to look at now. I don't know if Jordan Love is going to help all that. I mean, I think he's not bad. I think he's like a Brissett almost. Like he's a good filler for when you need your next actual QB to take over. So,
Yeah, I don't have any hope
all
in
right.
Green Bay this year.
Well,
I
let's
think
wrap
this
this
division
baby
is set
up.
up. Oh, sorry.
All right, go ahead. My bad. I was
I
looking
was
at the
just gonna make
thing.
one final point. I think this division's
Yeah.
set up for the Bears to win, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, all right. Let's let me. We're leading right into it. Give me your breakdown, top to bottom.
Ooh, I'm gonna go Bears, Vikings, Lions, and Green Bay.
Okay. We have kind of similar ones. So I'm going Minnesota. I'm going Bears underneath, and then I got Detroit and then Green Bay. I think Detroit's going to be kind of a little bit fraudulent this year. I think they're going to be in some shootouts, and their defense is just going to give up some games. So I don't see
Yeah,
them getting to where they need. They made some really, I feel like, stupid choices in the draft too. They had some needs, and then they just picked up running backs, got rid of people, and it just didn't make sense what they were doing. I felt like they had one of the worst drafts, and they had the most opportunity to do something, or not most, but they had a good opportunity to do something. So I think that's going to come back and haunt them a little bit. But they have
yeah.
some. There's some fantasy upside there. So let's get into the best division in football, the NFC South, baby. Holy shit, this division is loaded up with people.
That's the
Let's
worst
let's
division.
let's start with my hometown, baby, Carolina Panthers. What do
Dude,
we?
I don't know
What,
any players on any of these teams. That's how
Adam
bad they are.
Thielen. Adam Thielen. He's on Carolina.
Oh, is he? I thought he was on
Yeah.
Minnesota still.
Nah, he got traded.
Oh, damn.
Traded or something. Yeah, something like that. But Carolina, you got
Panthers.
Bryce Young, just got drafted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be all
So
right.
I'll be honest,
It's
I
just
feel like
hard for
this.
rookie QBs.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. So you got New Orleans Saints. Well, we'll keep talking about Carolina. I'll jump to them. Carolina. I mean, they got Bryce Young, they got Adam Thielen, and then it's just no man's land. I feel like so. I don't. I
What about
currently,
Panthers?
yeah.
DJ
The
Chark?
talk, the talk right now is like Carolina. I mean, obviously around here they think they're going to win, but I could see this team coming in. I don't think they're going to be worse than Tampa. I think the third is probably a good place for them, where it kind of is right now because I really don't see Carolina making any strides. They got a first-year QB. He has really no one to throw to. Adam Thielen is about done with his career. Uh, I just don't know. I mean, I'll be honest. I could see him possibly coming in last.
Yeah, they could.
I could see Baker winning some games against him.
Yeah,
Uh,
I could see it too.
so yeah, I don't know about them, but we'll jump up to the top. Let's talk about the Saints. So people in the Saints now, you got Derek Carr, Jameis Winston will be back. Alvin Kamara, I think, got a 6-game suspension, or it's like in the air right now, but it might be like a 4 or 6-game suspension. And then Olave and Michael Thomas should be back. Dude, did you see they signed Jimmy Graham again?
Really?
Yeah, Jimmy Graham is coming back this year.
That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah, very interesting. I thought they were signing when I first heard. I thought they were signing like, oh, it's like for his Hall of Fame, like that way he signs with the team, so that's like the last team he ends on.
Right.
But yeah, no, he's supposed to be playing this year, so it'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out. Um, but I'm curious about the Saints. They have a really easy slate in the very beginning, and if they can rack up some wins, it'd be good. But I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about them. It's Derek Carr. So what do you think?
The Saints, yeah. I think you could see a career resurgence. Maybe a change of scenery is good for Derek Carr. Um,
Ooh, bringing
yeah,
the
I don't
Kerr?
know. I'm kind of flirting with them to win the division. I'm in between another team. I'll say it in a second, but
Oh, I
I
know who
think
you're thinking about
who am I thinking of?
the Birds, baby. Thinking about the
The Bird?
Falcons, aren't you?
No.
Oh, who you're thinking about Baker? Oh, we got a bad man in here. Huh? All right. I wasn't even
I
looking
mean,
at the actual.
they have the same
But
team essentially, except for Tom Brady. This division's ass. So
It is,
who
but
knows? You know.
dude, I just don't know about Tampa, man. I feel like Tampa's just taking the hit from the Tom Brady check this year. I don't know. I'll be honest. I think the Falcons are going to win this division.
They could. They could.
Because
Marcus
look at
Mariota.
last year. Look how many. No, bro, Mariota. He's on Philly now.
Oh, who's the quarterback for?
Oh, Desmond Ritter, baby.
Bro, who the hell is that? Nah, Daniel Lynch.
Bro, you need to do some research, man. They drafted him last year.
Uh,
Desmond Ritter. Yeah, he came in last year. He wasn't. He's got a lot to prove, but this team though, they can run the ball efficient. And dude, they had a lot of games where they just barely lost. Like for instance, how Minnesota fell on the side of winning on all the close games. They ended up falling more on the opposite side of winning most games. So
oh,
I don't know, man. I think Atlanta can pull through, and I think they can. It's going to be interesting. They got to get Kyle Pitts involved, and I think Desmond Ritter's going to be good. But I think Atlanta can be a really good team, and I think they're going to end up being my winner. But we'll talk about Atlanta real quick. Atlanta, they got Bijan, just got drafted. They got the Kyle Pitts. The defense is still. They got two good corners, if I remember right, and. It is interesting though. They're a very run first kind of team. So, what's your? We should have had Matt. Matt can tell us a little bit more about the Dirty Birds.
I'll be honest, I don't know much about Atlanta.
Okay.
Goes to show I don't even know who the fucking quarterback is. This division I don't know much about in general. I was just going based purely off little Cleveland Baker Mayfield ties. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't. I want to refrain from speaking on this division just because I don't. I'm not properly prepared to discuss.
Hey, we're two
This.
1040s, man. We just let it roll, baby. We ain't got to worry about our
Parties,
yeah. We don't worry
yeah,
about
I mean,
we don't worry about the repercussions.
all right. Well, if I had to choose, I'd probably go just for based off the value Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay Saints. Who else is in Panthers? And then no,
Falcons in the bottom.
no. Tampa Bay Saints, Falcons, Panthers.
Okay. I think for this whole entire division, I'm gonna go Falcons, Saints, Bucks, Panthers. I think Tampa Bay is going to be better than what people think they are, and I think Carolina's going to be worse than what people think they are.
I
I
agree
think
with that.
Atlanta's going to come out a little better. But like you said, Baker Mayfield showed a little bit last year playing on the Rams. I think just Carolina, he had to get out of there. It was just bad, not good vibes.
Yeah.
But he is a gamer. No matter how he looks, how he throws, like he's not this Josh Allen or this like Patrick Mahomes, but he's going to show up. He's going to give it his all. And he's going to play it down to the wire, and he's going to give it his best. Like how long did he play over there with his like whole collarbone or whatever was messing with his shoulder for a while?
He's a
Like
tough dude.
he's just going to keep
He's
going.
tough. Yeah.
So I like Baker. I mean, I feel like it's kind of hard to not root for him, especially I love his like that masculinity, baby. So yeah, I'll give Tampa Bay third place, but actually I don't know. They could make their way into second. They could make their way into second, but I think
Yeah.
I think third's a good place for them for on my board. Carolina last, Falcons, and then or Falcons on top, Saints taking second. But the NFC West. I feel like this is an interesting division. Let's give some thoughts on this, Scotty. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the 49ers, the clear favorites.
Yeah.
As far as they go, this is, McCaffrey.
Yep.
Who's the quarterback again?
So right now it is Brock Purdy, but Trey Lance, I think, is backup. It was Trey Lance starting last year, but then it went from Trey Lance to Jimmy to Purdy.
Are they going to start? Are they going to start Brock?
I think so because I think he's healthy enough to go. So I believe he is going to be starting. So,
Okay.
what do you think? Come on, baby, riddle me something, baby. Give me that.
I'm trying to think. To be honest, I mean, I don't know much about the 49ers. I mean, Debo Samuel is going to be good. He's going to be key for them. I mean, I think
Yep.
their coach. What's their coach's name again?
That is shit. What's his name?
I know Shanahan.
Shanahan. Kyle
Um,
Shanahan.
Yeah, he's going to be good. I mean, I just think they run away with the division. I mean, look at the Cardinals. Kyler Murray, he's on the pup list, right?
Yeah,
Um, Rams. I mean, you look at the season they had last year. I mean, that may be a one-off. Matt Stafford just, I don't know, sucked. Then who do the
yeah,
Seahawks have now? Like DK Metcalf, Geno Smith. I mean, the Seahawks surprise a lot of people. They're in a lot of shootouts most of the time. So
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as fantasy value goes, McCaffrey obviously. I wouldn't pick Purdy, although you could maybe pick him like later rounds. Maybe as like a backup wouldn't be a bad decision.
Yeah.
Debo Samuel, I think could have a really good year. I think he could
Yeah.
have a really good year as long as he stays healthy. But that's all about I'd say on there. I don't know if I'd choose anyone else. Maybe Kittle. I don't know.
Yep. Kittle's not bad. I think Brandon Ayuk's not a bad pick too for
I
wide receiver.
forgot about him.
He's he's not bad, but yeah, I mean, like you said, I could see them running away. Seattle is the best bet I think against them. I think I'll be honest. I think the Rams are gonna have a better season than what people think. I mean,
Who do you
right
think gives
now,
them the most trouble?
huh?
Who do you think gives the 49ers the most trouble in that division?
See, the problem is, I don't know. Maybe the Rams because, dude, there's something about Seattle. Like when they play them. I mean, even I guess during Russell Wilson it was different, but like the times last year watching them play, dude, Gino and all that, dude, San Francisco had their way with Seattle. They are just, they just got to them. They put a lot of pressure. Their defense is just too much. But I could see someone like Matthew Stafford, like a real veteran. And Gino, I guess he's a veteran, but like an actual rich and veteran who actually kind of shows a little bit. I could see them maybe going toe for toe a little bit, but just because of the people they got on, I don't know. It's kind of tough to see because but Seattle has the most weapons. They got DK Lockett. They got and Jigaboo. They just got. They drafted a running back. They got Kenneth Walker. And actually, if you didn't know, I believe Geno Smith was the best deep ball thrower last year as far as percentage wise goes, or one of the best. So I just don't know. I just don't see their. I take my opinion back on the Rams. I don't think they're going to stand a chance against San Francisco. But I don't. Yeah, I don't think. I don't think Geno can get it done against this defense. Maybe at home, maybe split a game, but that's about it. I don't really think there's going to be much
They
to
got the
that. But I
12th
do
man.
like Seattle a lot. I like Seattle a lot.
They got the 12th man.
Yeah, they do. I think if they can somehow play in the playoffs, they can avoid playing the San Francisco 49ers. Like if Seattle played Dallas, they're getting a dub. They're
You
winning
kind of
that
convinced
game.
me. You kind of convinced me on Seattle to win the division.
I mean, the problem is, dude, it's just San Francisco's defense is like way too good. So
Brock Purdy though,
when
we're
you're
gonna bet on Brock Purdy.
Well,
You
look
know,
what happened last year, bro. It didn't matter who was in there as long as someone was throwing complete passes like a Jimmy G person who wasn't doing too much, wasn't turning the
yeah,
ball over. Bro, this team has too much firepower, bro. They got Kittle, they got Ayuk, they got Debo Samuel, and then they got Christian McCaffrey at the helm. And then their offensive line's pretty good. They actually picked up a guy from the defensive line this past year, Hargrave. It was a part of the big sack group from Philly to the team. Their defense didn't lose anyone that I know of, and I mean, they got people. I can't remember. Fred Warner, I think, is the linebacker for. God, I could be completely wrong. One of the Bosa boys. I mean, this team is loaded. I feel like like I was saying earlier, if any team is going to beat someone in the AFC for the Super Bowl, it's going to either be the 49ers or it's going to be Philly. So I don't see Seattle winning or beating the 49ers. I think San Francisco is just too sound.
yeah, yeah. I think so too. But you made a convincing argument for Seattle. I think they could maybe like
Dude,
split a series with them, and maybe it comes
I
down
could, I
to
could see it. I could see it, dude. Especially being there in
playoff.
Seattle, I could see it.
Yeah, it could. You never know.
I definitely could see that. It's
Good
just
value.
they got to figure out how to get past that defense, man. I feel like that was Seattle's biggest thing because San Francisco, when they played them, I mean, they played them good. It was just that Seattle just didn't really have a great answer for trying to get back. But they picked up a new wide receiver who's really good, and they drafted in a running back. And I mean, they got playmakers on offense. They can do it on offense. And they should be getting Adams back this year, I'm assuming, on defense. And then they got some tough corners. Oh, and then they drafted that one corner in the very beginning of the draft who's like really, really good too. So their defense, I mean, I think Seattle, actually, I take that back. I think Seattle will end up splitting with them a game.
Yeah, I
But
see it too. I agree.
Cardinals, dude, bro, where do the Cardinals land at?
last in the division probably. Kyler Murray, I mean,
What,
I don't know what's
what
going
about
on
in
with him.
football?
That dude rather play fucking COD.
I mean, hey, could you blame him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He's an interesting guy because I mean, at one point he got drafted by the Athletics. He could have played baseball. He decided not to. He's a freaking athlete. He's just a little midget, little baby Yoda. Um, but I like Kyler a lot. I think if he comes back, he can win some games. I think he can beat the Rams, get some of that going. I could see him splitting with Seattle possibly at one point. I don't know. Possibly split with Seattle, but I really think that Kyler's probably not going to be back as much, and it'll be Colt McCoy at the realm, and this could possibly be the worst team in NFL.
Yeah, they could be. Is Cliff Kingsbury still there? The head coach?
I can't remember. I think he's gone. I want to say.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
want to say he's gone.
I think I'm with you there. I don't see him going anywhere, and really no fantasy value because J.J. Watt retired, and I mean, yeah, I just don't see it at all,
I
man.
think there is some fantasy value in Marquise Brown though, because they're going to need a wide receiver, and I think James Conner is not a bad one either, because they end up getting their own, because they're going to be in games where they're going to be behind a lot, so they're going to have to chuck it, and those are two people who are pass catchers for that team that I can think of,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think this is going to be one of the worst teams in the league, especially in NFC. I mean, I don't I don't know who else would be. Let me see. I don't know. I mean, it'll be close. I think the Rams will be better than them. Um, but yeah, I can definitely see them being the worst team in the NFC because I think the NFC South is gonna be a little bit closer than what people think. I think it's a lot of crappy teams, but it's still gonna be a little closer.
yeah,
But Cardinals could get absolutely dominated, and their defense is freaking bad. They only got Buda Baker, and I don't even think he wants to be there.
it's really bad. It's very young too.
Yeah. So, Los Angeles Rams over under 7.5. They actually have under Mike Clay's prediction is 4.9. This is the biggest difference between them. So they really think they're going to be pretty bad this year.
I don't think they're going to be too bad. I mean, Cooper Cup, he's coming back. Matt Stafford's not bad. Who else? They really have that Cam Akers is coming into his own a little bit. I know he struggled
Yeah.
last year, but it's tough to bet against Sean McVay considering his history and what he's done with the squad.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that could be an upset team this year. I think they could finish maybe third or second even in the division. I think they could upset some people, but as far as I mean, I think the Cardinals are definitely the worst. But I could, as far as fantasy value, Cooper Cup, I had him last year. He was amazing until he got hurt.
Yeah.
Um, Stafford's maybe not a bad quarterback to pick. Um, who else we got? Um,
That's
Higbee.
Cam Akers the only other one I can think of. Higbee is like I don't know. It's kind of like just one of those tight ends that kind of blend all together.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you could see. I think you could see an over in their win total. Maybe.
Really, think they're going to get 8?
I think they could. Sean
Okay.
he's a good coach.
Okay, I got you. I mean, yeah, I think that he is a good coach. I think he showed that last year because you looked at Baker Mayfield in Charlotte and what happened there, and then when he came over Sean McVay, I mean, I feel like Baker was one of the biggest people who got thrown under the bus last year for like, oh, you're pathetic, like just completely like
Yeah.
he's completely done for. And then Sean McVay revamped his career by putting him in situations and I guess playing to wherever Baker's best talents are. I'm not sure because I haven't watched Baker like that, but when he played for the Rams, he was a completely different person. I feel like that's coaching more than anything. So, I mean, it's probably like a little urge that Baker wanted to do something with it, but I feel like he had an urge there in Carolina because he left Cleveland. It was like the urge of playing and all that. So I didn't see that
Yeah.
there. I think it was really good coaching. So, yeah, I think they come in third because Arizona's just going to be trash. So,
Yeah, Arizona's gonna be really bad. I
which,
think.
so I guess we have the same lineup: San Francisco, Seattle, Rams, Arizona.
Yeah, but don't be surprised. I think if Seattle squeaks one out, to put a little
Okay.
asterisk there, I think. But yeah, I agree
Okay.
with you.
So squeaks
49.
one out as in squeaks a game out, or squeaks one out as in winning the division.
Winning the division.
Okay.
I think if you want some value, you could parlay like the Bears to win the division and Seattle to win the division.
Yeah,
That'd be a nice
I
little juicy
think.
play.
Yeah, I think a good value. I mean, if you're going with trends, possibly uh, a Dallas maybe, Minnesota. All right, sorry, no, Dallas. I guess your Bears, and then I don't know if I see Seattle winning that. I feel like it'd be better grab value, maybe the NFC. I don't know.
Maybe the Buccaneers.
That's gonna be steep. I don't know. The Bucks. It's gonna be tough. Like I feel like they're gonna win some games, but not win a division.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say go. You could do Bears to win that division. That'd be really good value. And then Dallas, and then maybe like a Atlanta, or I don't know. I guess Saints are favorites, but yeah, I don't know, something like that. But that's been the NFC conference, man. We wrapped this one up a little quicker, I guess, than the AFC, man. We dialed in on that one, but this one we kind of ran through because I mean, not gonna lie, NFC, bro, it's kind of
It's
trash
not
this
very
year.
good. Yeah, it's not the best. The
Yeah,
Stars are definitely in the AFC.
who do you think has the better odds of winning the Super Bowl this year, AFC or NFC?
I mean, I gotta go with the AFC.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
star power.
I think if Philly or San Francisco can stay healthy and make it to the Super Bowl, I'm going to lean towards our side. But if neither one can't, and we got someone else coming out, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see it because like you need a whole rounded team if you're going to play a team like Joe Burrow, Patrick
Oh yeah.
Mahomes,
With a good defense on both sides.
yeah, or someone like the Bills too.
I mean, the Eagles are
But
pretty well rounded though. They got a good defense and they got a good offense.
that's what I'm saying. So like if Philly and San Francisco can both stay healthy because they're the best well-rounded, but really like they're well-rounded, but both their offenses are like. I mean, I'll just say it. They're like at least top 5, top 7 in the NFL between those two.
Damn. Someone's fucking busting down. You hear that?
What?
Someone's busting down, bro.
Someone busted down? What you mean?
No, someone's like hammering something in. And it sounds like someone's knocking on my door. Weird.
I got you. Well, you fucking rinse
Alright,
do is what happened, bro. Rinse do. They're
Yeah.
knocking on your door.
Yeah. Shit.
Oh shit. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this up. Hopefully, y'all like this. And yeah, this has been a complete breakdown. We're gonna talk more fantasy and all that fun stuff as we get closer to it. But yeah, football is upon us, baby.
Yes, sir.
So, yes, sir. We'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.